Going through an awakening is the most liberating, enthralling, captivating experience in the entire world. Now, are you currently going through your own awakening? Are you currently waking up? So many people are waking up on the planet right now. Okay, deep divers, we got a whole lot to talk about. 10 awakening symptoms you should never ignore. What is the first awakening symptom you should never ignore? It is this, deep divers. Losing interest in the world around you. A disinterestedness in everything. Being alone, being disinterested in everything around me. And a lot of people are going through this right now. And I want to remind you, deep divers, this is an awakening symptom. What's the second awakening symptom you should never ignore? If you have no desire to entertain mundane conversations, to be in meaningless friendships, that's an awakening symptom. An awakening symptom is that you crave depth, you crave substance, you crave more intimacy in everything, you crave more connection in everything. What is the third awakening symptom you should never ignore? The breakdown, the breakdown, the breakdown. In 2006, I actually was hospitalized due to stress, examination stress. But what was actually happening was I was actually going through a massive awakening. And what happened? I had a breakdown, but I needed the breakdown to have the breakthrough. I knew at that moment, everything I thought I knew was a big fat lie. And it kind of left me annoyed. It kind of left me furious. And this is a natural part of awakening. But I want to remind you, deep divers, it is in our darkest moments that we become illuminated. Okay? What is the fourth awakening symptom you should never ignore? Anxiety. I had so much anxiety because, once again, the one word that describes the awakening is hypersensitivity. What is anxiety? Anxiety is feelings of nervousness. All anxiety emanates from the desire to escape the present moment. Don't be alarmed. Don't be afraid. Just realize that this is the universe showing you that you have to start moving to an environment where you want to be forever. I'm in nature. I can live here forever. A lot of people have anxiety when they're in their job, which means just over broke, but they're also awakening. And they're like, hey, I don't need to be here because this is all a joke. I got to get free. Yes, you do. It's all a trap, deep divers. Deep divers, what is the fifth awakening symptom you should never ignore? If you have a hunger for the truth, the whole truth and nothing but the truth, if you are questioning everything, questioning your reality, asking yourself who put these people in power, if you are asking the 3 W's, why, when, what, how did we get here as well? This is an awakening symptom. Question everything. I was doing that, and that's why the universe showed me the secrets. A lot of people in this matrix just blindly accept what they see in the TV. On the TV, the television, which tells lies to you visually. A lot of people just blindly accept the media, blindly accept the politicians, what they tell them. But when you are questioning the official narrative, you now free yourself from all the chains that have been imposed on you. What is the sixth awakening symptom you should never ignore? Feelings of isolation. This is a natural part of awakening, to feel these feelings of loneliness, of being alone. And there's a difference between being alone and loneliness, okay? Loneliness is when you are disconnected from the whole. Being alone is when you recognize your uniqueness within the whole. And that's what happens to a lot of people during awakening. They start to be alone. They start to realize their own uniqueness. And that's why you're the chosen one, deep divers. That's what makes you special. What's the seventh awakening symptom you should never ignore? Lost in knowledge. And what I realized was this: the greatest book is not the book outside there in a library. No, the greatest book you can read is the living book, the book within yourself. What's the eighth awakening symptom you should never ignore? Your family don't get you. You feel like an outcast, a fringe dweller, outlaw, right? It's like you against the world right now. This is an awakening symptom, because you got to remind yourself, deep divers, as you rise in awareness, that's what consciousness is. You are going to start leaving a lot of people behind. And what I realized was that a lot of my friends didn't get me. Even my own family didn't get me. But what was happening was that I was going through the metamorphosis. I was changing. My whole DNA was changing. And therefore, they did not recognize me. They didn't know who the hell I was. And that's okay. I want to remind you, if you have someone in your household right now who is always having a go at you because you are awakening and you are like outgrowing that house, okay, outgrowing their perceptions of you, keep doing it. Keep being you. Keep remaining your true, authentic self, because you have the power. And it's not personal, okay? It's just that everybody has a different level of consciousness. Everybody awakens at a different time. And you, yes, you just so happen to awaken when everyone else is sleeping. But it's not personal. Just find your tribe. Connect with people who remind you who you are. That's the solution, deep divers. What's the ninth awakening symptom you should never ignore? 7-day vegan challenge. And that's what happens. That's an awakening symptom. If you all of a sudden are so health conscious, you just want to eat to live. You just want to improve your health. The 10th awakening symptom you should never ignore: your third eye popping right open. You're an old soul in a young body. I know, deep divers. Your third eye opening, that is alerting you to people's true intentions, energies, and auras. It happened to me along my journey. My third eye started to open, and I was able to know people's true intentions. Deep divers. And a bonus awakening symptom you should never ignore is creating your own reality. When you wake up one day and say, actually, I can create my own reality. And you're like, hey, to your mom, your dad, your brother, your sister, your drunk uncle, drunk auntie, you're like, hey, thanks, but no thanks. Because I know who I am. I know what I'm doing. I know what I came here to do. And I don't want to listen to you anymore. No, I'm going to listen to me. I'm going to fight for my dreams, because the universe reveals its secrets to those who dare to follow their hearts. Don't worry about me. When you are in that process of realizing you aren't a victim of circumstance, you are a powerful co-creator. You can speak things into existence. That's an awakening symptom. When you're like, hey, all I got to do is just say it, and then it's going to manifest. And then it manifests.